What's up, dudes? Sure you can already tell we're working on this old motor. Basically because I can't leave well enough alone. I don't know, I just wanted to tinker around with it. And to keep with the unprofessionalism of the channel, I didn't do an intro. I actually figured this would just be like a short, but halfway through, I realized that I didn't have the right angle. I was doing like the landscape style video and I'm too far to redo it. So this would be just a short video. Anyhow, I threw this thing on Marketplace, and as always, had a couple people waste my time on it. It wasn't even on there a week. I'd like to blame it on people getting on my nerves, but really it is just me wanting to mess with it. Like I said, I can't leave well enough alone. It looked kind of ragged, it really did. So what I decided to do is go ahead and sand it down and just give it like a little bit of a makeover, nothing crazy. Sand it down, I fixed some of the cracks and some chips that was in the cowl. I was going to get new decals for it. The only year correct Evinrude decals I could find for this thing was $150, and that's ridiculous. But I found the exact same year Johnson for I think $38, the whole kit and caboodle, like all the decals for this motor. So I went ahead and bought that. I mean, Johnson and Evinrude are the same. One's blue and one's gray. The Evinrude decals are blue, so you're kind of stuck with just blue or white. The Johnson decals are like dark gray, black, and red. So I think it's going to work out in my favor. So we're going to go ahead and do this thing black and the new decals whenever they get on. And I think I'll be able to bump it up in price. I also bought this back piece. Was severely busted, and I actually broke it even more. So I went ahead and ordered one of those, and it came with like a plate with the Evinrude 25, which I bought it before I realized I was going with the Johnson decals. So I don't know if I'll leave that alone or do something else with it. But anyhow, I always want to have a, instead of an intro or outro, I guess this is a midtro to this video. And let you guys know what's going on, especially now that it's not going to be within a minute. All right, so that's what we're doing. It's cold today. Very nice weather to be hunting, but guess who's got to work? But waiting on them decals to come in. I think it says Wednesday, so a little bit more sanding to do on it, and then we can go ahead and prime some of these spots where it had the filler on it, and start painting this thing and doll it up. I feel like somebody that lives on a little over 2 acres of land in the complete wilderness, basically. I have a lot of noise going on over here all the time. They're like, it used to be a field of just kudzu over here, and I guess they're going to develop it and put some freaking houses on it or something, which sucks. But that's what all the noise is for in my past few videos, if you picked up on that. They've been running daggum dozer over there for like 2 weeks straight. Anyhow, been working on this cowl. Went ahead and sanded down all of the little Bondo spots I put on here. Actually, this is that Total Boat. Crap, still wet. Total Boat filler stuff. Some of these corners I actually put some like kitty hair in, like Bondo with fiberglass, where it was real bad. Then went over the top of that with this Total Boat stuff. Anyhow, I sanded all of them spots down, and then this gray, as you see right here, is that sandable filler primer, and I just kind of sprayed all the spots after I sanded them down, and it kind of will let you know if you got any little chips or little holes or little air bubbles or whatever. So I went ahead and went around and refilled those in. So hopefully once I sand this down, I'll be done with the filler, and then I can go ahead and put the little gray paint on here again and then paint it black. This is turning into a little bit more of a project than I was wanting, but that's about every project I ever try to take on, it seems like. I thought this was going to be like a scuff and shoot, and here it is like 5 days later. I'm still messing with Bondo. That's what I'm doing with this, and I'm going to go ahead. I got a brand new one of these things. I think I said that earlier. I'm going to go ahead and paint it, this little handle right here, and it's got a front badge. It's also blue. I'm going to paint all 3 of them black. I also went ahead and scuffed down the whole bottom part of the motor below the cowl. Wiped it all down with acetone, and then wrapped everything that I don't want black in tape. And we should be able to go ahead and put a coat of paint on it now. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, what kind of paint are we going to be using for this project? Rust-Oleum Flat Protective Enamel. It stops rust. You know how rusty them outboards be getting, so we won't have to worry about that. And we're just going with flat black. Is there better paint for outboard motors? Probably. Want to use it? Nope. Nowhere near perfect, but I think we're a lot better than what it was. Might need to see if this thing still runs, huh? All right, dudes. I think we did a pretty decent job. It's definitely not perfect. I could have spent a lot more time on it, but then again, how much more money could I get out of it? I want to say this little plastic piece and the sticker that goes on the back was 40 bucks. That was like the worst part. The decal set I got for 39 bucks, and the decals are like supposedly new old stock, and dude didn't list this in the description, but when I got the box, it was a box inside a box. The original box had water all over it. The water well wasn't wet, but it had water damage on it, and I believe them decals got wet. And these big decals, that was a pain getting the masking part off. It ripped on the back right here on both sides, but I mean, it was about a third of the price of, you know, brand new decals from somebody else, and it looks a whole lot better than it did before. And like, I don't know, 1 can of spray paint did the whole thing. I mean, of course, if you want to throw in the Bondo and filler and all the rest of the stuff, I mean, it was less than 100 bucks, and it looks like, you know, it don't look brand new. In pictures, you could pose it off as a brand new motor. I think it's drastically going to improve how fast I can move this motor just on looks alone. This is kind of an out of left field video. I mean, it has to do with boats in a way, but I'm kind of getting a little bit of filler here and there to close out the season. But anyhow, I'll just show you guys, you know, how much you can really, you know, increase your curb appeal on something you're trying to sell, or if, you know, you want to doll up your own stuff, especially with the down season coming along. Before it gets real cold, you ain't got nothing to do, get outside and shake up some rattle cans and put a little paint on your motor. All right, guys, I really appreciate you watching. I'll see you on the next one.